It's it's 1:30 in the morning in the forgotten time zone, 3:30 in the morning over on the East Coast. And we're hanging out here on the Thread Raiders Twitch channel. And I'm sitting down and we're going to get to know Smitty a little bit. How you doing, bud?
I'm tired, but I am ready to do this, and you get probably my loopiest answers because of the time. So
Well, that's fantastic, right? So the first question I'd like to ask here is, in your own words, what is a thread raider?
sure. Yeah, I think about this a lot because it's obviously like a growing and changing community. At its heart, I certainly feel it's all about the giving back, but it's about giving back within the context of everyone being able to participate in a shared passion. And I think that any time that you can combine a shared passion with giving back, it's just it kind of magnifies the impact you can have, because it's not work to do the work of giving back. It becomes fun, which is why we're all here so often doing this.
Yeah, and it really is. It doesn't feel like work, like, and it doesn't feel hard or tedious or anything like that. When you're up for, gosh, 3 days sometimes with just a little bit of sleep here and there. But golly, it's so rewarding and it's so fun because we have these amazing experiences together, and yeah, it's awesome. Um, so on my So Chatty show, I have like one question I ask that is set. That's I ask every guest that comes on, and it's something that I've asked on the Get to Know a Thread Raider every time. But can you tell us your introduction to tabletop role playing games?
Yes. I was, I think it was like 10th or 11th grade. I don't remember exactly. But someone got the Middle Earth role playing, the MERP system, the like
Yeah.
Lake Town, specifically just the Lake Town book. I'm not even sure it had like all of the rules in it. But we like cobbled together everything we didn't have. There was like a D100 system, and it was the kind of, I don't even think it had like capped levels. So I think we were like running around ultimately with like 37th level, like rangers and stuff, and you were like, had to roll like between an 87 and an 89 to have this very specific thing happen. But it was amazing because I'd never played anything like it before, and even though it was super crunchy to me at the time, it was just awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the guy who like was our DM, we didn't have like miniatures or terrain or anything like that, but he had been building up to this weekend, this like 48-hour sleepover thing we were going to do, where there was just this massive in-person battle, and he used like all this like randomly creative stuff to just build this whole like valley of like Dixie cup trees
Oh my
and like
gosh.
old like cardboard box castles and stuff. And we just had so much fun, like moving our whatever, like green army men, whatever we had like around this place. And it was amazing. And like, I still so fondly look back at that one specific weekend of just like being a real immersive introduction to playing tabletop role playing games.
Oh, that's awesome. Um, yeah, it's around the same age as as myself, and ah, it yeah, it's so cool. It's so cool. Um, so here's our first rapid fire. All right, and this one is the either or. Okay, so I'm going to name two things. You can pick one. You can choose none. That's acceptable, but you can't say both.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one in true Thread Raider fashion: pizza or tacos.
Pizza. I'm from
Oh,
New York. It's
there you
definitely pizza.
go. Video games or board games?
Board games.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Winter or summer?
Winter. 1,000 times winter.
Yes, please. Game of Thrones or Stranger Things?
Game of Thrones.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Rock or hip hop?
Hip hop.
Spicy or mild?
Spicy.
Texting or talking?
I mean, I can say No, I can't say both. You can only say another. Texting more now. I think I've come, I've crossed that divide.
We all get there someday. We
Yeah.
all do. I think I did too. Um, invisibility or super strength?
Uh, Invisibility. I think it's easier to counter super strength.
Yeah. Um, cake or pie?
Cake.
And finally, cats or dogs?
I will go dogs.
Okay. So outside of gaming, what are your hobbies?
Yeah, so I mean all the all the ancillary nerd hobbies that go along with the gaming, all the sci-fi, reading and fantasy show watching and all that jazz. I really really love planning like participatory events in the style of like scavenger hunts and bar
Oh,
crawl and things like that.
yeah.
So for years, I would run these like really complicated scavenger hunt bar crawls that, would require people to go to like 12 bars and complete all these tasks and like convince people to come with them along the way for extra points. And it was all this, it got really big. I think we were running like, 80 plus people events like at the end. We were just like, take over bars and stuff. We definitely like random relationships were ended because they were on opposite teams. Like
Oh,
significant others decided to do significant teams and got into fight about the outcome. One person that was in a random like pick me up group was celebrating his birthday with his boyfriend, and he wanted to do the scavenger hunt and his boyfriend didn't, and they got into a fight like then and there about how like you never support me, whatever. And so like they broke up just so the one guy could come with the bar crawl. And I was like, I kind of, it was terrible, but I also was like, I felt very, justified. I was like, that's right. This is worth your relationship to come on this bar crawl. It's that good. So love that stuff.
dang, dang. Oh, wow. But I mean, that's honestly, if if you both don't want to do the same that kind of thing together, like you might not be, like it's okay to have different like things that we like to do and stuff like that. But like if that person wants you to go with them to do something, it's their fucking birthday, like you do it. If you really
Yeah, it's like, and if you don't want to do it, then don't have an issue with it. Like people can do separate things. Like it should
exactly.
like an either or. I figured
Yeah.
like I did him a favor. I probably saved him like a year or two of a contentious relationship. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm basically a marriage counselor in my spare time, is what it
There
comes
you
down to.
go. Yeah, definitely. I love that. Um, so we talk about food a lot. Obviously, Thread Raiders, we love food. If you had to choose a last meal, what would that meal be?
Well, somebody's probably said this before, but I think the like game planning person would choose like endless breadsticks and salad at Olive Garden, so you couldn't die. But
Oh,
just keep
nobody's
going. My
ever
last meal, keep going.
said that.
Um, like, come at me, bro. I'm still eating.
Wow.
But I think for me, I'd go with my like the thing that's probably going to kill me anyway, which is my overindulgence of Chinese food,
Oh.
um, which is always it's not even that exciting, but like my comfort, had a bad day thing is chicken and broccoli, fried rice, egg roll, wonton soup, and it is just it's where I go. It's it's the kind of thing I think when growing up, you get like, what do you want for your special birthday dinner or whatever, and I'd always be like, most of the time Chinese food, occasionally Burger King, but mostly Chinese food.
Okay. Yeah. Respect. When I was a kid, yeah, Burger King, awesome. I'm not a big fan as much anymore, but I am very happy about how the change in fries. I love
Yeah,
their
that was a big
fries.
thing.
They're
Yeah.
real thick. They're good. The ranch and yeah, yeah.
There's not a lot of like, I feel like a number of Burger Kings that I have access to has just decreased. I don't know if like they've closed or just like I'm in a Burger King like desert or something. But there was for a while when I was going to London for work a bunch, and I would go to Burger King in London because they had them, and it was like the only time I saw them. So like I would go and do like other like British food stuff,
Yeah.
but like at least one meal that I was there, I would be like, I gotta get Burger King because it's the only time I ever get Burger King is here, which is weird. But
The only time you get Burger King is in London.
in London,
It's like, yeah, I'm, but then again, there isn't a lot of famous British food. It's like it's more like what's really famous over in England is like curries and stuff like
yeah,
that. Like which isn't like you don't think of traditional,
right.
but it is like that's what's really
Yeah.
good over there. So
That's
yeah,
that's like what I would have all the other nights. Would go and get generally like some type of Indian food over there, and like obviously I think the U.S. has done more in terms of like creating some of our own cuisines, but the U.S. and the U.K. for a lot of reasons are just an amalgamation of other foods,
Yeah.
and sometimes that leads to something really great. So
I mean, hyper colonialism will do that.
yeah,
Um,
that's a whole other episode right there.
right. Yeah, that's how you lose your identity.
Yeah.
Just so we're at our next rapid fire, and this one is word association. So
Yes,
I'm going to
it's
say a word, and you're just going to tell me the first thing that comes to mind.
Mhm.
Yes. All right. So first word, tacos.
Bell.
There you go. Twitter.
Love it. Love.
D&D.
I also want to say love. I'll say con. Con, like convention con.
Oh yeah. Puns.
Great.
Thank you. Kilts.
Breezy.
Pizza.
Toppings.
Dogs.
Cats. It's just so, like you say, because it's ingrained, but you don't want to. You feel bad about it afterwards.
I know. And then I say cats.
Yeah. Dogs.
Ah,
No, you have to.
pineapple.
Express.
Mayo.
Ham and cheese. That's 3 words, but
Yeah. Morning.
coffee.
Nighttime.
Quiet.
Thread Raiders.
Home.
There you go. All right. So we talked about food you don't like or that you do love. What about if there was a food you could literally ban from existence? What would it be?
So I've talked about this a lot. Anybody who's known me for a long time knows the answer to this, and I will now ask your forgiveness because I will go on a diatribe. I've said for years of my life that if I were ever like a multi-billionaire, trillionaire, some sort of insane amount of money, that I fix all the world's problems, but the one thing I would do that would be for me would be to eliminate cream cheese from existence. I know it's not popular. I saw your face there. And even like as someone from New York who loves bagels, I don't like cream cheese. I don't know what it is. Something about the consistency. People fight me on this all the time. That's fine. I dig my heels in. It's not for me. And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And I will go to war over it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I like. I don't know. It's funny because I'm not a big super fan of like the overdoing it on the bagels and stuff like that with the cream cheese. And honestly, if I have like cream cheese on a bagel, like it has to be like the onion flavored cream cheese or something. It has to be flavored, like strawberry like strawberry cream cheese on a cinnamon raisin bagel. Like I think is great, but like I like it more of a as a way of making cheesecake.
I'm nodding along with you, but everything you're saying to me is just like,
Yeah.
it's just like a stab in the gut. I grew up with a hot buttered everything bagel is like the peak. That would be like maybe the one thing. Like I don't think that's like a full meal, so I wouldn't say that for my last meal, but that's
Yeah.
definitely something that I would want to get in there. And
Yeah.
I'm like a bagel elitist. There's not a lot of things I'm an elitist about, but like bagel is one of them.
Okay.
Like I generally don't eat bagels outside of like Long Island and New York. And when people toast bagels, it drives me nuts because either a bagel is served correctly, which is hot and crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, which is how you should have a bagel. And if it's not served that way, it's a bad bagel. So you shouldn't have it. Now, I think that toasting a bagel does one of two things. It makes a bad bagel, okay, and it makes a great bagel, okay. So I would just rather have a great bagel and just not eat an okay bagel. So,
Oh my God, that is such. Ooh, wow, that is such a New Yorker answer. I love it.
I wouldn't get this fired up about pizza. Like, I love pizza. I do think like New York does it pretty well, but I think you can get good pizza other places. I just don't think you can get great bagels elsewhere.
And I've
Cue the
heard,
Montreal people coming at me.
I've heard that though, like, and something in the water over there and everything like that makes the bagel so great. Awesome. I don't think I ate a bagel when I was in New York. I don't normally eat bagels, so it's just not one of my things.
Thread Raiders, come to New York, and I will take you for great bagels.
Okay. I though I did enjoy the city. That was a fun place to go. So we're at our final rapid fire here, and this one is name that Thread Raider. Okay. So I'm gonna say a thing, and you're gonna say the Thread Raider that best fits that thing.
Got it.
All right. Our first one is biggest flirt.
I think it's Sean, personally.
Oh, wow.
He tries to get under the radar with like, oh, I'm just being like, quirky and cute, but I think he sends the things. He sends the hearts out. He always comes with like a nice comment. Yeah.
That's, huh. That's a thinker. That's a thinker, but I think you might be right. Jeez.
Yeah.
I really didn't, gosh, Yeah, under the radar. Yeah. Most sensible.
Yeah. I know what's up, Sean. Sorry, what was the next one?
Most sensible.
Sensible.
Not a word I usually,
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I know it's supposed to be rapid fire, but now I have to real think about that. Yeah, that's tough. Probably Chet. I feel like I've been in conversations at times where people were like on opposite sides of things, and Chet was like, "Well, let's just like slow it down here for a bit," and kind of like voice of reason type. Times.
No, that's a great answer there. Biggest jokester.
Biggest jokester. You're recently hosted Bill. New to the scene for me, but I've played in a bunch of games with him now where he's got that like kind of slow burn that I really appreciate. But now I say that he's biggest jokester because half the time I'm playing with him, I don't know if things are jokes or not. So as far as I can tell, he's joking all the time. So that's why he gets the biggest.
Oh, okay. All right.
And he's burned me good a couple times. So
yeah. No, Bill's great. Best smile.
Best smile. Oh, I'm trying to have to go back and think about this. Yeah, I don't know if there's a best laugh question coming because I'd say CA for that, but if there's not a best laugh question coming, I'll go for CA because it precedes the laugh, so it's all like part and parcel.
Yes, and that's why I don't ask best laugh because everybody knows the answer to that.
Right.
Is chaotic anarchy. Of course, she's got the best fucking laugh. Oh my god, I love her laugh. Oh gosh.
My wife, who has like very little knowledge of Thread Raider things, she's not really into tabletop, will occasionally like be walking around when I'm watching something or even like have headphones on and she'll be like, is that CA? Because like she'll hear CA through my headphones laughing. Sure.
Yes. Oh yes. Oh god, I love it. I love it so much. It makes me so happy to hear her laugh, and it has always filled me with joy. My goodness, yeah. Softest heart.
Softest heart. Softest heart. Um, Drew.
Okay, that's a
Yeah.
good answer. That's a good answer. Biggest eater.
Uh, I mean, I'm just gonna say myself, and if anybody wants to fight me on that, I will see you across the table someday. So.
There you go. I like that. I like that. Challenge.
Yeah.
Uh, and finally, quickest wit.
Quickest wit. I know a lot of people say poon for this, and I will also say poon. But I think, and I'm just saying this just so I can get a rise out of poon if she actually watched this at some point. I think she benefits because she's also a fast typer. So I think if she was a little bit slower on the typing, she'd be a little bit slower on the draw. So that's it. That's my second shots fired of the.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
all it'll love because I know she'll enjoy it.
Yeah, no, and that's it. She does just like flies in out of nowhere with
Yeah. Like half the time I'm saying like a two-part sentence or something, and I'll say the first one, and she'll already have like ripped the first thing I've said. But I'm like, but that wasn't what I was saying. I just didn't get to type the second thing yet, and then like now I have to change everything I'm saying.
um that's why I just type it all at once.
All at once.
Because then it's like,
Yeah.
like, okay, you can type a million sentences before I do, but I'll get my full thought in
Yeah.
before you have a chance to tear it all down.
This is where that texting thing has hurt because I think it is like more rapid fire, and like nobody wants to be greeted with that text. That's just like a wall of text, right? So I
Yeah.
think our texting behaviors like have moved over to Slack and Discord and stuff now, for better or for worse.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. It's one thing when I'm on the computer. Like, I can type fast on my keyboard, but I've got fat thumbs
Yeah.
and I'm just like doing this and I keep, like the space bar on that damn phone keyboard is so tiny. It's so itty bitty in there, and I'm like always hitting like a period or something like that.
I do that all the time, and then it picks it up as like a website, and so then like it's like hot linked in the middle of your thing, where it's like, what dot you want to do, and it's like, do I click on that? No,
I'm
but
like,
someone will.
really, really, yeah, yeah. So yeah, um, but thank you, bud. Thank you
Yeah.
for enduring the questions and stuff like that. And it was certainly a good way to eat up the time
Yeah, little impromptu time
because
fill.
we're super tired and but this is like I've done, golly, I don't know how many of these so far. um
Is this the latest one of those you've done, or have you?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I haven't done any one this late before. Like because usually it's like meeting up at 6 o'clock at night or something like that with somebody for 30 minutes, and um, but yeah, it's just uh, it's silly and it's random and stuff like that, but it's part of why I do talk shows. Because I like to get to know people on a regular level. And it's why I've always loved watching talk shows because the celebrity comes on that you are fascinated by and you watch them act or you listen to them sing or whatever it is that they do. And they come on and they talk about like random things in their day, in their life, like just like us, just like everybody else. And it really just kind of humanizes everybody a little bit and just kind of brings us all down to the same level. And I just like to just get a little insight into folks because, especially online here, a lot of us use handles and screen names and um, avatars and things like that. And so half the time you're talking to somebody you don't even know what they look like.
Mm.
And you don't know what their name is. And what do you know? You know? So stuff like this, it's nice just to know a little bit about people and just kind of,
Yeah,
you feel a little bit more connected, you know?
absolutely. And I think it improves that communication you have with them, even though it still may be taking place over the same medium that it was before. It now has more context that allows you to communicate better.
Yeah.
Quick question to turn the tables on you. So as someone who likes talk shows, what's your favorite talk show?
Well, so I haven't been watching TV like at all for golly, almost a year now. But I'll say this. The where I got my screen name and stuff like that, the and SoMattyGameZ and Nerdware and all that stuff, that all came from the early 2000s over in the UK, Graham Norton.
So I was going to say, like, Graham Norton, I just started watching Graham Norton and like back episodes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's like a little bit to it that it, obviously like a lot of talk shows there is pre-planning on what they're going to say, but it's consistently funny as hell. Like a lot of other talk shows you see, it's not, and they do such a great couch build. First of all, I love when celebrities are interviewed together. It's much better than like one, I think.
Yes.
So I was going to say, this really, me asking you that was really a setup for me to talk about how much I love Graham Norton. So thank you for just.
Oh my God, that's so hilarious! But yeah, seriously, and that is how I modeled So Chatty. It was getting three people on the same virtual couch and interviewing them all together, and we're all just interacting and talking and having a good time all together all at once. And I love that format, and I love that man. He is fantastic, and he's just so he's funny and personable and everything.
So quick. And like he can turn the conversation on a dime back to where it needs to be, or to like keep going with something so funny.
Yeah.
Natural.
So that's because he used to have his show used to be called So Graham Norton back in the day, and so that was kind of like this thing that's always stuck in my head. And so I when I what was it I was setting up a Gmail account and with my name, and someone already had it, so I was just like, what about So Matt Faust, like, just that's what I did. So that became my name for everything. And then when I wanted to kind of rebrand to have like not my real name and all my stuff all the time, and plus I was changing my name, the name that I go by in public, from Matt to Matty, so it was just like, that's kind of that transition to SoMattyGameZ. And then now it's like I put So in front of everything. And I accidentally did that with the podcast, because it's called Shadows Over Palanthas. So it's So Palanthas. And I was like, yeah. So, but yeah, we're at the 4:00, and so I'm guessing somebody who's
Chet's up next.
Oh, Chet's running that. Okay, is Chet ready for us to pop off? I'm sure. Or
we'll send a note.
Let me see. And let me see. Yeah, I don't know. My Discord's all messed up. Okay.
Should probably hop it into their chat channel.
Oh, that's so gross. I'm looking at the picture of pizza with the peanut butter all over it.
Oh, that was like the grossest thing. I mean, obviously it's all for good charity, but you got in there. And what I forgot about like the Reese's is that it is so spreadable. Like I was thinking it'd be like one big chunk on it, but
Uh,
you were in the nooks and crannies.
I mean, I had to, totally.
They're not there yet, so feel free to spitball anything.
Uh, Yo, we want to go to sleep, man. No, but it's cool. Um, but
Are you,
oh,
are you doing any cons this year?
I okay. So here's the thing about Maddie. Other than the so I have severe social anxiety,
Mm,
and um, being able to come here and play D&D like like on Zoom and stuff like that, and the safety of my own bedroom and all that stuff has changed my life.
mm,
Like it's the greatest thing. Um, and so I have a real difficulty being around big crowds, things like that.
yeah.
As I get, as I've been more involved in the Twitter community and stuff like that, um, like the idea of it is getting easier on me. But I also have this thing where I've I don't know if it's like something with like how narrow my nasal ways are and stuff like that. That they easily just uh, they block up. They get stuffed. Since I was like 15, every time I've gotten on a plane, as soon as we start to descend, it's like there's pressure built up in my sinuses that can't escape, and
Yeah.
I've tried taking like monster decongestants and all this other stuff before I fly, and nothing works. So flying is excruciating for me. So
Yeah.
um, and this is one of the things I'm really pissed off about right now is that there is not a real bona fide tabletop convention on the West Coast. Like all of them are like they're either it's Indianapolis, it's Philadelphia, and
Yeah.
that's it. You know, for like tabletop, because I'm sorry, like PAX over in Seattle, that's not a thing for me because I hate video games.
Yeah.
Like it's mostly that. And so like I want to oh god, I want to go to Gen Con. I want to go to like PAX Unplugged, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it'd take me 2 days to drive to Indianapolis. Like staying overnight in the Midwest, like and it's like it's just that's too much, it's just too
Yeah.
much, too far. I
I
would
get
love
that.
to though, Um I think
I
yeah.
I went on a lark to PAX Unplugged for the first time in 2017, and I like went by myself. I like booked a ticket like I don't know, like a week before or something, and just went and actually had a terrible time my first day because you're at a con and like you're by yourself and like you can't find anyone to play a game with, and certainly I'm an introvert. I'm not on like super far social anxiety, but like
Yeah. But
I can't I can't walk up to a group of people I don't know and be like, can I join your game? Even if they have a thing up that's like looking for a player, like I can't do that.
yeah.
Um, and it was like it was bad. I played in a I like signed up for and played in a tournament where I just got housed because I was used to playing like with friends and like casually, and these people came in and played like for blood, and I was like bounced in like 13 minutes or something.
Yeah.
And I actually went back to my hotel, and everyone was like really excited to watch Acquisitions Incorporated, and I didn't even know what it was, and I went back to my hotel, and I was just like, I don't know what I want to do, and I was looking around on the site for what I would do at the con tomorrow, and there was like a link to a live stream of Acquisition Incorporated, so I started to watch it, and I'd never watched anything before, and I watched that, and it was like so much fun,
Oh,
and
okay.
um, yeah, and then like it just kind of kicked off the convention. I came back the next day, I went in like another tournament, and I won that tournament, and then like I met some other people that were. It was just like the turning point, and then I was like,
Yeah.
conventions are great. And then I
That's
had to like
awesome.
one of them, but I had to find people to go with because was hard. Then I knew I wasn't going to be happy if I just went by myself to things. So
Yeah. I think and that's the thing, like, I've met so many people in the community that, like, I think if I did actually finally go to one, like, I would never be alone. Like, I'd always be around people I knew and people that have been wanting to, like, see and hug for so long that I think it would be fine, you know.
yeah.
I'd still probably want to scratch my eyes out a little bit, but
you got to take the me time.
that's just me, you know. Like, so it looks like Luke or that Chet's ready for us, so we're gonna pop out here. Thanks for sticking around, folks, and hanging out with us, and we'll see you later. Bye.